What if I told you the most potent, overlooked ingredient for incredible intimacy isn't hidden in a prescription bottle or an expensive therapy session, but waiting in your kitchen? That the difference between a good experience and a transcendent one could be a single bite away. Tonight, we're not talking about therapy. We're talking about physiology. We're talking about your body's most fundamental requirement for pleasure, blood flow. And I'm going to show you exactly how to master it. For too long, we've separated the kitchen from the bedroom. We've thought of food as just fuel, and intimacy as just emotion. But science screams otherwise. Every sensation, every pulse of pleasure, is a symphony of circulation. And the right foods are the conductors. So let's move beyond the myths and get to the molecular magic. Let's begin by dismantling the first, and perhaps most delightful pillar of this approach, the profound power of high-quality dark chocolate. This isn't about reaching for a candy bar shrouded in guilt. We are moving entirely beyond the realm of dessert and into the domain of functional, vascular pharmacology. When we speak of dark chocolate with a cacao content of 70% or higher, we are speaking about harnessing one of the most concentrated dietary sources of plant compounds called flavonoids, specifically a subtype known as flavonols. These are not incidental ingredients, they are the active agents. Imagine your circulatory system as a vast, complex network of rivers and streams. The health and flexibility of the banks of those rivers, your blood vessel walls determine in everything about the force and volume of the flow. This is where the magic happens. The flavonols in dark chocolate are uniquely adept at stimulating the delicate single-celled layer lining your entire vascular system, the endothelium. Think of the endothelium not as a passive pipe, but as the command center for circulatory control. A healthy endothelium is responsive, elastic, and communicative. When you consume these cocoa flavonols, they are absorbed and initiate a cascade. They enhance the activity of an enzyme called nitric oxide synthase. This enzyme's sole vital job is to produce a molecule so crucial, it's often called the miracle molecule. In cardiovascular research, nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is your body's master vasodilator. Its message is simple and profound. It signals the smooth muscle cells surrounding your blood vessels to relax. When they relax, the vessels dilate, the channel widens, resistance plummets. This is not a marginal change. This is the difference between a narrow, twisting garden hose and a wide, smooth fire hose. The effect is systemic, meaning it doesn't target one area in isolation. It enhances flow everywhere. The implications for sensory experience are profound because heightened arousal and sensation are, at their core, a matter of hemodynamics, of blood rushing into tissue, creating warmth, swelling, and exquisite sensitivity. But the benefits of this flavanol-induced nitric oxide boost are not merely instantaneous. Consistent, moderate consumption of this quality of dark chocolate contributes to what we might call endothelial resilience. It helps protect that precious lining from oxidative stress and inflammation, the very forces that stiffen arteries and degrade function over time. So you are not just creating a temporary state of readiness, you are investing in the long-term infrastructure of your vitality. However, a critical caution is necessary here. Not all chocolate is created equal. The alkalizing process known as Dutching, common in many commercial chocolates, destroys these beneficial flavonols. What remains is a tasty but therapeutically void shadow of the real thing. You must become a label archaeologist. Seek out bars that specify non-alkalized cocoa or boast a high flavanol content. The bitterness is the taste of the medicine, the polyphenols speaking to you. Timing is also strategic. Consuming a modest portion, say 1 to 2 ounces, about 60 to 90 minutes before intimacy allows for digestion, absorption, and the peak of this gentle, pervasive vascular awakening. It is a deliberate, pleasurable preparation, turning a simple act of eating into a conscious ritual of priming the body's most fundamental pathways for pleasure. This is the core of the philosophy. You are not just eating food, You are leveraging biochemistry. You are using the flavanols in that dark, complex square as precise tools to converse with your endothelium, urging it to produce more of the molecule that is the very essence of flow connection. An awakened physical potential. Let us be unequivocally clear, this is not a conversation about gimmicks, empty promises, or fleeting trends. What we have outlined here is a fundamental reframing of intimacy itself, from a purely emotional or psychological event to a state of peak physiological performance. We have moved the focus from the bedroom back to the body's most basic requirement: dynamic, unimpeded circulation. Every sensation you crave, every peak of connection you seek, is built upon this non-negotiable foundation of blood flow. By understanding that the dark chocolate, the watermelon, the beets, the nuts, the chilies, and the water are not just food but direct, potent communicators with your vascular system, you reclaim a profound agency. You are no longer a passive participant in your own capacity for pleasure, but an active director, a biochemical architect, using the most accessible tools imaginable to shape your experience from the inside out. This approach dissolves the artificial barrier we've erected between the kitchen and the bedroom. It acknowledges a powerful scientific truth. Your plate is a prelude. What you choose to consume is, quite literally, the raw material from which your body builds the moment. The flavonoids, the citrulline, the nitrates, the omega-3s, the capsaicin, these are not abstract concepts. They are the precise levers that relax arterial walls, reduce inflammation, enhance sensitivity, and ensure your lifeblood moves with purpose and vigor. This is a philosophy of preparation that is as intentional as any other. It is the understanding that the quality of the connection is inextricably linked to the quality of the fuel, and that by eating with this specific intention, you are not just nourishing cells, you are setting a stage. You are creating the optimal internal conditions for responsiveness, presence, and shared vulnerability. Therefore, let this knowledge shift your behavior from speculation to strategy. Let it transform your next grocery shop into an act of mindful curation, and your next meal into a conscious ritual of preparation. This isn't about restriction or a rigid, joyless regimen. It is about empowerment and enlightened hedonism. It is about choosing the beet that boosts nitric oxide, the square of dark chocolate that sparks endothelial conversation, the handful of walnuts that silences arterial inflammation, because you understand the magnificent chain of events you are initiating. You are investing in the very infrastructure of your vitality. The hydration, the strategic spices, the targeted fruits and nuts. This is the ongoing maintenance of the most important system you own for experiencing a fully felt, embodied life. Consistency in these choices builds a resilient, responsive vascular foundation that supports not only moments of intimacy but every aspect of your energized being. So tonight and every night after, I challenge you to eat with purpose. See your food not as calories or comfort alone, but as chemistry, as communication, as a direct line to your capacity for joy and connection. You now hold the map to your own inner pathways. You possess the knowledge to turn an ordinary evening into an extraordinary symphony of sensation, guided by the wisdom of physiology and the timeless pleasure of good food. This is where science and sensuality meet. Not in a lab, but in your life at your table. Step into this power. Taste what you are truly capable of. Your body, in its profound and elegant wisdom, is ready. All you have to do is give it the right conversation starters, and then pay exquisite attention to the magnificent, flowing response. Thank you for allowing me to share this powerful, physiology-based approach with you today. This knowledge is truly transformative because it gives you direct agency. It puts the tools for enhancing intimacy and vitality right there on your plate, turning everyday choices into profound acts of self-care and connection. I hope you feel empowered to move beyond theory and into practice, to experiment with these foods and listen to the magnificent responses of your own body. If this information resonated with you, if it sparked a new understanding, then your engagement is what fuels this community of learning. Please give this video a thumbs up to let me know you value this content. That simple act helps guide me in creating more of what serves you best. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. This is just the beginning. We have so much more to explore at the fascinating intersection of cutting-edge nutrition, metabolic health, and lived experience. Now, I turn the conversation over to you. The comments section is yours. Tell me, which of these 6 key points are you most excited to try first? Was it the beetroot blitz or the dark chocolate deception? Do you have your own powerful food experiences to share? Your insights, your questions, and your journey create the richest dialogue. Let's continue this conversation below. Until next time, remember, your body is designed for vibrancy and connection. Nourish it intentionally, listen to it wisely, and never stop exploring your own profound potential. This is your invitation to live and love at your peak. Goodbye for now.